Everybody, it's Bryant again, standingcitizen.org in the future, and the Standing Citizen channel here on YouTube. So it's the day before Memorial Day. I'll go ahead and just say, happy Memorial Day to everybody. Definitely gives us some time to maybe reflect on a few things, kind of what makes this country what it is, what's been done and sacrificed in the past to give us what we a lot of times take for granted. Like at the end of this video, probably about 6 or 7 minutes, I guess, you'll see me doing an electrical service call that did tie into the topic of this video, which is a constitutional sheriff and the opportunity that San Diego County has to elect Jonathan Peck, or at least get him into the running for the November election. And that's what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to jam out and go try to hang out in South San Diego, get my hands on some more signs so I can continue my effort that you'll see in this video. I'm still trying to figure out how to make this channel work. So with me doing that electrical work, and who knows, maybe in the future it might save you some money, give you some pointers. I'm kind of a little bit of a different electrician, probably in more ways than one. I'm just trying to let you guys know that that's my cup of tea. That's the field that I run on. It's not doing this videographer thing and trying to get this message out to you. And so ultimately, I could certainly use some help in the future. And I'm sure that that's going to be coming, but the timing has to be right and things have to fall into place. And it's really quite amazing how things have been falling into place of late. There's a very skilled person maybe looking for commercial space to rent for a Constitution Learning Center. I kind of know of an electrician that would like to also promote a couple things, kind of get in line to really start making improvements happen as opposed to just talking about them like it's been done my entire life. I'll go ahead and leave it at that. I'll probably have to turn this camera on later tonight when I get back, but I'm going to go try to do some good work. Thanks.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm so energized here. I've been working way too much. I was out till 11 doing an event last night, got up at 5, worked all day, 3:30, came here. I'm on call right now. And I'm beat down on the drive down, and then I get around all you people and I'm re-energized. It's just amazing. And I owe you so much for being here and supporting me. And my heart is full of being here. I can't believe how much support I've gotten, and you have no idea what that means to me. Because I haven't achieved anything for you yet, but I certainly intend to. And it seems like that's going to happen now, and I'm getting excited. If you haven't heard, I'm Jonathan Peck. My signs are up now.
Okay, so here I am in front of Hilltop High School in Chula Vista. Another pecked out pole here. And, I went around this school twice. It's a little bit late, but I still have yet to see an American flag. Sweetwater High School in National City did not. Chula Vista High School did have one, but now there's at least an American flag flying for these young men and women going to this high school to see. Hopefully they learn the importance of a constitutional sheriff as well. Okay, so Sweetwater High School in National City now has some American flags. It's a good thing. It really is. I also got some across the street. All right, you ready to climb an extension ladder or what?
Sure thing.
We got like about 30 of them here. I did shell out a little bit of money for that, $60. Obviously, I want them to print more signs because I really do fundamentally believe in Jonathan Peck's message about the Constitution being of prime importance. And I do find it comical that here we are in 2022 and everybody's having to print these signs and pay money for them in order to communicate to our fellow citizenry about political campaigns and candidates we support. A lot of money goes into these signs. It'd be a lot easier to essentially have an engaged society and not make all these candidates have to chase money and earn money for a campaign that is quite expensive. So anyways, we're gonna have fun because this is very important. I plan on installing these signs, and I plan on also taking them down because I am a good citizen. I do plan on putting them out in front of the sheriff's departments throughout northern San Diego County because I definitely want to let them know, our public servants as they are, I want to let them know what's important and what the people are looking for at this point. Thank you. Hey! Fallbrook Sheriff's Substation. There's a lonely looking telephone pole here that might need a little bit of decoration for our upcoming primary election. Jonathan Peck has an opportunity to be a sheriff for San Diego County, a constitutional sheriff. Now, I actually grew up in San Diego County, but I do currently live in Riverside County. And I can tell you the difference between the two counties during the last couple of years was really quite significant. I really wish that all people in San Diego County had the opportunity to more or less figure how other counties were living. I did see an Instagram post by my friend, Dr. Cordie Williams, where he was talking about how he had actually hired a political consultant who essentially told him that due to the fact you don't have a huge television budget to get your name out in front of everybody, you know, yard signs were essentially not going to be a worthwhile investment, how it had to be grassroots. You know, Jonathan is in that same boat where he doesn't have multi-million-dollar corporate sponsors, but really the opportunity for a constitutional sheriff is a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and put up some signs right in front of the sheriff's department here in Fallbrook with a smile. And they're right there. I wonder if they're going to... So what I want to do is hit like a stretch on like these main roads where we can cluster like pretty much the ins and the outs. Mission Road.
Did they tell you anything about telephone poles? Because dude, I don't see anybody else doing telephone poles. Everywhere you go, they're put in the ground on those wires.
Yeah.
I'm thinking there's something illegal about what we're doing, bro.
That's
Seriously.
okay, I knew it.
Oh, you knew it?
Yeah. I'm gonna film it. I'm gonna rat on myself in a YouTube video. Who gives a fuck? What are they gonna do? Arrest me? All right, so here I am back at it. I have been spending some time concentrating on, I guess let's just call it schools. You know, there's a lot of issues that parents are dealing with now that they never really thought that they would have to. This is actually on school property on the easement, but oh well. But I'm gonna go ahead and have to tear down the flip houses with me sign. Want a better life, flip houses with me in your city. 951-661-8503. So anybody's needing a better life, that's how you're gonna go ahead and be able to do it, is to help this gentleman out. But I'm gonna go ahead and decorate this pole and kind of let the parents know that there is an alternative to what they've been experiencing. So anyways, I gotta get to work, I'm losing light. All right, so here we are at the flag waving for Jonathan Peck at the overpass. We're right now looking over southbound traffic, and yeah, all right. It's been good having a chance to talk to Audra and Sarah over here, more or less talking about the importance of a constitutional republic, among several other things. And to be honest with you, my mind was blown about 10 minutes ago. Some good people over here. So, anyways, Jonathan Peck, thank you.
When the idea was proposed to me of running for office, my automatic reaction was, no, I can't do that. That's the job for, you know, somebody who's in politics or knows what they're doing, and, you know, I had all the excuses. And what I realized was, you know what? We need somebody who doesn't have all that. You know,
Yeah! Amen!
You know, we need somebody who's in the system but not of the system. And everyone else running is saying all the things you know they're going to say. And it's just, you know, you can tell, you can look at their endorsements and never hear them speak, and you can go up and you know exactly what they're going to say. And that's because they're doing the script. You know, they're chosen by certain people and they're just following that script, and you know exactly what they're going to do. And then we threw me in the race, And the fun thing is, I'm not beholden to anyone except you people.
That's right.
And so I can say absolutely anything I want. And nobody's tried to fire me yet, which is awesome. And what I've realized is if you go hard enough at these people, they're too afraid to even mess with you at all. And it's a lot of fun, I'll be honest. I'm blacklisted and untouchable at the same time. It's
Okay, so here I am at First Avenue and I Street in Chula Vista. I was able to kind of get a few of my little patriotic / please learn the importance of a constitutional sheriff signs. Jonathan Peck did tell me that Chula Vista was an area that he needed help in getting his message out. So I'm doing the best I can here. It's 9 p.m. on Sunday, the 5th of June. So it's about 48 hours until the polls close on the primary election here in California, which is June 7th. And I certainly over the last, several weeks, couple weeks, about 5 weeks probably, I've had the opportunity to kind of learn about a lot of the candidates on my ballot, as well as obviously some that are not on my ballot, such as Jonathan Peck. I kind of found myself in a little bit of a rodeo trying to get this message out of, really the importance of a constitutional sheriff. Because, in my country, in America, the individual is of prime importance. And you have the right for several things: life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. You have the right to have free speech, freedom of the press, redress grievances against a tyrannical government. You have the right to really freedom of religion is a good way to put it. In other words, your religious beliefs, as they are, they're yours, and I respect yours. I have obligation, okay, and I've already kind of talked to you about that, dominion and obligation, because I have freedom as well. But this graphic I got earlier today, I'm going to go ahead and post it in the video, and I'll read it right now and let you guys also take a look at it. When we get sworn in as peace officers, we all take an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution. Every single politician takes that same oath. And the problem is nobody is following that. But I'm a man of my word, and I'll keep my oath. I have for 19 years in law enforcement, and I intend to keep it that way. So, I can only say that I completely support this man, and I really want him to get that opportunity to really set an example. At standingcitizen.org, what's going to happen is, an example is going to be set for really the world is what it's going to boil down to. We're going to show how an engaged society, handles our elections, handles our governmental feedback via the citizens, because in this country we have the opportunity to govern our government, and we've certainly become complacent. We've certainly become lazy, but our comfort zone is eroding quite rapidly. Sure, once we're paying $10 a gallon in fuel and all that stuff, then people are going to just be like, oh my gosh, what happened? I can tell you that this opportunity that I'm presenting to you guys and ladies is something that I have been strategizing on for several years. If you do get the opportunity, feel free to take a look at the video on this channel. It's called the pinned video, Election 2020 and Beyond. I threw that out way before that election occurred, quite simply because it was obviously that I smelt a rat. It's not some partisan politics. I am neither, I'm on team me, and I have a job to do at this point. But, a couple of the candidates that I really wanted to point out real quick, Daniel Mercuri for governor. I've been talking to people trying to pump him up. That guy's really just a scrappy dude who's ready to, kind of walk in and more or less start throwing punches. Matthew Cinquanta for Secretary of State. He's very much so interested in getting the election systems respectable again. It's really sad when such a huge majority of our population really believes that the election process that we currently have is not only corrupted but a joke, and it can't be trusted. So Matthew Cinquanta, Daniel Mercuri, thank you. David Hillberg, okay, running for lieutenant governor. That's another scrappy guy who's ready to, throw some handcuffs on some people. Obviously, Dr. Cordie Williams, who I am supporting adamantly. I haven't talked to him in detail in quite a while, but he's obviously very busy. I do believe that when I looked in his eyes, I feel like I can trust him. And obviously Jonathan Peck, the opportunity for a constitutional sheriff in San Diego County. Hopefully, like some of my friends have said, really start something that really catches on across our great nation. Really those important fundamentals that we've lost. I did get a call earlier in the week about a posting that I did of more or less my flags and Jonathan Peck signs at a elementary school in Bonita. And there was apparently a gentleman by the name of Sam who was complaining about it for whatever reason. Sam, I noticed that maybe you or one of your comrades went ahead and took down those American flags. I drove down there with my intention of actually removing them because I had heard that it was hurting your feelings. So, I do apologize that you had to, climb a ladder. I'm sure that's not something that you're used to doing. I went ahead and removed the broken flagpoles that you left me, because I certainly am not interested in leaving debris behind. I went down there, and I do plan on removing every one of those signs that I have installed over the last few weeks. So, sorry, Sam. Didn't mean to hurt your feelings, bud. Okay, so it's Wednesday, the 18th of May, 2:18 p.m. I'm planning on running down to San Diego-ish and continuing to, kind of put flags and Jonathan Peck for sheriff signs in front of schools, maybe. That's what I was thinking. That's what I did last night. I am doing a service call for a client of mine, a gentleman I met in December when I did one of those electric vehicle charger pretty much in his house. But he's a good guy. He's got an odd electrical problem. I'm hoping that I got the right breaker. It's been a little tough to get materials here in this country. I was talking to another guy at a house that we walked yesterday, a burn down. I actually did some filming there. But he was talking to me about an electrician on the job, had pretty much a 40-week lead time for a 120-208 panel for pretty much a commercial 3-phase system. 40 weeks. Just imagine how much business is lost in a 40-week wait for a electrical component. Anyhow, I'm pulling up to Twan's. Hopefully I get this figured out for him. His air conditioning is important. I'm not sure if it is bad, but what I'm going to do is take those two leads, those wires coming into the lugs on the breaker. First off, I'm going to test for continuity to ground. Okay, so I'm completely grounded right here. I have no continuity, which is a good thing. So what that tells me is there's not a dead short in the system pretty much downstream. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is replace the breaker. Hopefully I'll be able to call him and have him remotely turn on his air conditioner. But he has control over his house from the road. Okay, so a visual inspection of his former breaker, the one that I don't know. Interesting. There is definitely not any, visible damage to it. Okay, so that breaker that I just put in, it did reset. Ooh, and it just tripped. You see that? Okay. Well, I have every intention of still hanging Jonathan Peck poles, but now I got to go in the backyard and maybe tear into his, more or less to his condenser to see what's going on. So you guys will have to bear with me. Enough, guy. Chill out. So what I've done now is I've disengaged the contact. Okay, this is the coil. Essentially, it's getting voltage, and that closes it. You see that hammer go down in the middle. So now it's not telling this to turn on. So now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and restore power. You want me to play? Here. You want to go get it? You want to get it? You ready? Go get it, buddy. So we're looking for 120 here. There you go. There you go. And let's go ahead and drop this hammer. And you heard it just shut off. Need to replace this capacitor here. I can go grab those. It is all the way in Temecula, unfortunately. Let me go see what I can come up with. Okay, Twan, it's 2:37. I'm gonna go grab the capacitor. That's pretty much a replaceable part. If we've got a faulty capacitor, more or less, that is a run capacitor. So we're gonna go ahead and try that, and probably see you in about 45 minutes. So I just went to Supply here in Temecula, and pretty much I got the made in the USA Titan HD. This same company has their made in China line. I actually just picked up the one they had off the shelf, the yellow and black box, and he pretty much told me, he said, you want the one that lasts longer, the made in the USA. He's all pretty much 3 times as expensive. But I went ahead and did it, and they actually hold those in the back. Okay, well, Twan, I'm heading back to your house, man. It's 3:13 right now, so you'll probably be home. We'll have to snap a photo. Maybe I'll make you famous. Yeah, I just reset it. It's in the on position, so let's go take a peek at what's going on. Okay, I'm going to pull the disconnect. All right, so I know that the unit has no power right now. Anytime you're messing with a capacitor, you want to make sure it's grounded. You don't want any transient voltage in there. Okay, so there's nothing that's going to shock me. Herm was the blue. The fan was the brown. So that means that the FAU upstairs is calling for cool. I'm going to go ahead and install the straight blade disconnect back to get me power here. We'll see if it shuts down. Okay, so it shut down previously in about 10 seconds, so we're already past that. I think that was his problem. So I'm going to put it together. All right. Success. So I'm going to go down to San Diego County, and what I've been doing, I'll show you some photos. I've been putting up these signs for a constitutional sheriff. It's a pretty big opportunity for the people of San Diego. Good to go, buddy.
Good to go. Now, gonna cool me down.